Alright guys, welcome back. So I want to show you guys a combo that you should know by now, but it seems that a lot of you still don't know how to complete the sequence, because it's the most common, like the best combo you can accomplish, right? Because it involves Doppel warrior. But most of the time when you're sequencing off and you open up these two, majority of you think to yourself like, what do I do? Like, how to? Of course, every variation might be different depending on how you get interacted with, but sometimes they have no interactions, and you should not be like losing to your own like sequencing. Like, you just shouldn't. You should have a set combo so you can be like, okay, these two cards give me this, so I know exactly what to do, right? And this is basically what the video is going to be about. So opening up these two is quite common, quite likely, right? Because you max these out. There's like a lot of these copies. You know, there's many variations where you can end up having junk Doppel play. But this is going to be just utilizing Doppel itself and overtake, okay? So, you know, activate overtake. Especially your junk Synchron, which is why it's so good. It's just so good, man. It's amazing. And then you normal summon your Doppel, right? And then this is going to make your speeder. So at this point, the only thing that can stop you is an imperm or a Veiler. Anything else can be quite brutal if it's a Nibiru, but you know, Nibiru is going to be Nibiru. So you're going to go ahead and summon your junk speeder. Chain link 1, chain link 2 to avoid Ash Blossom, right? And then you're going to summon your Doppel tokens. Summoning your starter Synchron, your junk Synchron, and your cyber Synchron. And then this is where starter Synchron will search you the Stardust Illumination. I know some of you prefer playing Arriving Light, but that just puts way too many more bricks, you know, like you just want to avoid that. So you add your illumination, right? You just activate your illumination, sending your trail. And this is where it gets very I guess debatable of what extra deck synchros you play. But this is just a standard, okay? So this is going to turn into your Hyper Librarian, okay? And then you're going to make your Crystal Wing. Put it down here, okay? Because we want to prioritize the Herald being up top. That's like always a priority. Try to get Herald up top to prevent his destruction from being redundant. Like, you want to be able to make sure that that macro-like effect, like the monster from hand or deck that are sent to the graveyard or banished instead, that's huge. It's an insane like little mini floodgate, which is insane. And it gets Omni Negate, which is even better. So you're getting a trigger Librarian, you get your first draw, okay? And then this and this turn into your shaman. That's your shaman. Chain link 1, chain link 2. You draw a card. This is the main factor that separates this combo deck versus any other combo decks, because on top of you establishing your board, you're gonna be drawing so many interactions depending if you play droplets, imperm, ash, Nibiru, Veiler. Like, that's the good thing about Librarian. It just helps with that issue. Like, you get Dark Ruler, that's fine. I still have a bunch of hand traps. You get droplets, that's fine. I have a bunch of hand traps. Like, it's just so good. Okay, so then now these two will turn into your Cupid pitch. So chain link 1, chain link 2, chain link 3, 2 Doppel tokens, and then you reduce. So this is going to be a level 2, okay? Because you want to make sure you can make a Meta Marcher with it. Then you go and draw a card, okay? So we've already made our investment back. Okay, so then this turns into a Meta Marcher. Chain link 1, chain link 2, chain link 3. And this is where it varies, okay? This is where it's very dependent on how you have your extra deck. Some of you play Shen Shen, some of you have Baroness, some of you just have Don Dragster. This helps you in on either or, right? So you're going to go ahead and revive your Shaman. And then you're going to search for Cupid Pitch, and you're going to burn them for 300. And then you're going to draw a card, okay? The cards you draw are completely irrelevant. This is just based off what you can do with Doppel, right? And then right here, it's very dependent on how you want to establish your board, right? Because you can take many lines, which is the cool thing about this. So at this point, you still have your Stardust Synchron and your Stardust Trail alongside your level of manipulation, which will help you decide on what it is that you want to end on. Because sometimes in game one, you have no clue what you're playing against. So it can be a little bit like, oh, what do I end on? That's like one of the main dilemmas with this deck, because you're not sure what's better, whether to prioritize Herald at all, whether to have a Satellite Warrior play versus not having that and just having a Baroness and an Abyss. Whereas, you know, like little things like that, they're subtle, but they're like a big key factor of whether you win or lose, because you don't want to be you don't want to put like a dragster versus like a heavy combo deck, you know, because like sometimes like they just get dragster just absolutely nothing, you know. But sometimes you just have like the Herald and a Crystal and the hand traps, and that's sufficient enough, and then you just have that one spell trap negates that just seals the deal, which makes dragster look more important than it actually is. But that's just how it is sometimes. But let me just show you the options you have. Okay, so the reason you bring back this guy is because you can make let me just show you. Tribute this to special this, and you trigger this, right? And then this gives you a charge warrior play, which gets you more cards and gets you more hand traps, right? So if you've drawn cards and you just haven't seen any more hand traps, this is another little push that lets you just draw into more hand traps, you know, so you can have sequence out your turn, have like this, save this by just veiling something instead of negating with this or Herald, you know. But let's just say we take that route, right? Let's say we go like this into starter's charge. So channeling 1, channeling 2, channeling 3, because we made a starter synchro, we can get a token. Okay, so then you draw 1, 2, right? And you can end it very simply. Herald up top has protection from the cyberse, which is nice. Draw on the card. And then this can make your Baroness. This is Baroness, okay? It's a proxy. Okay, then you draw a card. So you draw so much, right? Switch this for another random card. If you don't have no use for this, then you just quickly rewind. So instead of reviving your Celestial, you just revive this little guy, right? So like, let's say you don't have Baroness, then this helps you set up a Satellite Warrior or a Dawn Dragster. Okay, so instead of reviving this guy, you revive this guy, because then you're gonna go tribute this, special, and instead of going for the charge, you just make your Excel Synchron, and then it gives you a token because you made a synchro, right? And then right here, it's very dependent on what it is. You can just go Herald here, right? Go Herald here. Protection from cyberse, right? And then you can increase with Stardust Illumination and make Baroness here, right? Or you can just go reduce and make it a level 3, so you can make it Omega, right? Reduce, so it's level 3. But before that, you have a dark and you have use for this guy. So special, and then you can make a dragster here, assuming you don't have Baroness access, right? And this is just through Junk and Doppel. That's it. Junk Doppel. Like, you should be able to complete this combo just by having those cards. If you have those 2 cards, you'd be like, okay, I know exactly what the deck is meant to end on, right? And then you draw on the card, and then you can either go into an Omega, make it Omega, semi phase, return something, you know. And depending on what it is that you drew, you can sequence your opponents for them. And it's really nice. But like the little things that you can do instead of this is being able to go having the Satellite Warrior setup, which is nice. Like, it's pretty nice to do that. But it's very dependent. You know, once you get to that point, you have to be aware of what you're playing against, so you can be like, okay, yeah, I think a well-timed Satellite just ends your turn. And that's where post-game 1 matters, right? I just wanted to show you guys those little combos, because these are just the combos you should know by now. Because these new cards, this new support has been up for a few months now. And if you're new to the deck, just go ahead and watch all the gameplays that I've uploaded, all the meta matchups on Dueling Book, and then it'll give you a bit of insight on how the deck's meant to function, right? In an obscure scenarios, like if you get hand trapped, you get a beard, posting the beard type things, you know, like they're really niche little combos you can do. But this particular one is one that you should know, because you should not be overwhelmed. You should not feel overwhelmed, because once you got the combo down, it makes your tournament experience much better, because you know exactly what to do. You know exactly how to sequence out and what you should be ending on and the options you have at your disposal. But anyways, that's gonna be it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe if you haven't, and thanks for watching.